Hello everyone, welcome to episode 74 of the TTE Daily, practical sheets for HR and L&D leaders. Today's topic is business measure versus KPI. I found out that a lot of HR leaders and L&D leaders use these two words interchangeably. Where you see business measure, they put KPI. Where they see KPI, they put business measure. However, it's fine. That's why I decided to do today's video, to make that clarification, right? Now, what's a business measure? A business measure is what your organization, your business is interested in tracking. And it could mean several things to several businesses and several organizations. It could be revenue, it could be productivity, it could be customer satisfaction, it could be turnaround time, error rates, name it. Those are what business measure. Now, what about KPI, which is key performance indicator? KPI defines a specific improvement expected from that business measure that your organization has chosen. Now, let's give an example. So, for instance, let's use productivity. So, the business measure is what? Productivity. The KPI could be improve productivity from 60% to 80% in the next 6 months, within the next 6 months. Now, in this case, the KPI shares the same metric with the business measure, which is what? Productivity. However, it is not always the case. Sometimes the KPI does not share the same metric with the business measure. Let's give another example. So, for instance, let's talk about revenue. Now, your business measure is revenue. The KPI could be increase the sales conversion rate from 20% to 35% within the next 6 months. What did you notice? In this example, the KPI is not using the same metric, which is revenue. Rather, it is using what? Sales conversion rate. However, it is directly linked to revenue and is expected to influence revenue. That is the key. The KPI does not have to always carry the same name with the business measure. However, it must be linked clearly, directly to the business measure, and it should be capable of influencing that business measure. I hope with these few words of mine, I've been able to convince you, but not to confuse you, that business measures and KPIs are not the same thing. So now, what will be your shift for today? For your next training, identify the business measure that your organization wants to improve on. Identify the KPI that will be used to track progress. Then, how that KPI is expected to influence the business outcome. Those are the things you should define, because the business tracks the measure. You define the improvement. However, when necessary, you define the indicators that will drive that improvement you've defined. And on this note, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me on episode 74 of the TTE Daily, practical shift for HR and L&D leaders. I look forward to seeing you again on episode 75. Until then, keep doing what you need to do always. I'll see you around. Thank you.